Hello and welcome to Storm Infinite. I'm Commander Storm, and today we are looking at Stellaris or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. This is kind of like a galaxy kind of simulator. Basically, the whole idea is supposed to be able to build a civilization. You start with one planet or one solar system, and you branch out throughout the entire galaxy. You're able to you can choose and customize the galaxy, choose its size and the amount of AIs that you have to compete with, or you can even actually play on multiplayer with other people and actually try and contest for locations. I've played a few games now. I'm not very good at it, to be honest. I always end up in failure. There's always another empire or federation that always wins and decides to declare war on me because they don't like me, so I always end up losing, but it's a fun game. So we're gonna kind of jump in. So we start with a new game. I might as well. I think I might split this into several different videos because this game is quite big. It's quite long, so it takes quite a long time. It's one of those kind of like stretched games. You can play this game for hours on end, literally. So, yeah. I would have uploaded another Elite Dangerous video, however, unfortunately, as of this moment, the client or the servers are being updated, so they're down for maintenance for the next hour or so, so I can't really do anything. I was going to upload a trading video for like how to trade, many different types of trading, smuggling missions and stuff like that, all the places you can find things for trading. And I've been trying to do that one for a while as well. I must have been working on that one for about a month. I've been working on that one for way too long. So things are probably a bit outdated. I'm going to have to update things, I think. Anyway. So you press new game and the first thing comes up is your selection of your empire. You can choose a wide range of either presets or like sets that you can actually create yourself. So you can create a new one, or you can choose like these ones that already come with the game. Now if you don't choose them, then it's highly likely that these will be the ones that are picked from random in the game itself for the AI. Sometimes these people or these civilizations do actually get put into the game, like I know these do. If you put Empire Spawn Enforced, then it means that these people will definitely appear in the game, so if I turn these off then they won't appear. However, I like them on because some of them are actually quite nice. You can create alliances with them. So, who am I going to be? I think... let's have a look. We'll create a new one. I'm going to create a new empire. So, first of all, we'll start off with appearance. There's mammalian, reptilian, avian, anthropod or anthropoid, molluscoid and fungoid. So we'll go for reptilian, I think. Or shall we have a look at avian? These look interesting. Oh, he looks like an emperor. Yeah, we're going for that one, I think. He looks a bit clueless. No offense to him. Yeah, we'll go with him. Or her, or whatever. Sainu. Bruggen. Jazigen. This is some weird names. Tile. Mythfell. Shantari. Han. Boki. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one. Yeon. Kix. Luffren. Interesting. I'm just going to go with that one because you could be there for ages trying to choose them. You don't have to, with these are just ship names, kind of like things that can be called, like these are the names for things. These choose what the names will look like. You don't, if you have an avian leader, you don't have to, or an avian species, you don't have to have an avian selection. You can go for anthropoid or fungoid or any of the others available. So it's completely up to you. I think I'll go with that just because I can. Now, racial traits. Let's have a look. Agrarian. Species have deep connection to land and make expert farmers and gardeners. Thrifty. Members of these species are instinctively economical and are always looking to make a good profit, whatever corners need cutting. Industrious. Members of this species are known for their diligent and hard-working nature, always going above and beyond. Intelligent. That looks like a good one. Now, to balance it out, we'll have to have a negative to choose these picks. So, I think if you go for slow breeders, we've got a spare one left. We can do quick learners. Nomadic. This species has a nomadic past. Its members often think nothing of relocating to another planet. No, I don't think we need that. Communal. Members of this species are highly communal and quite used to living in close proximity to others. That could come in handy later on. However, we've run out of things, so get rid of that. We've only got one pick left and we haven't got enough points. How about we get rid of quick learners and go for charismatic, because that means that we're more pleasant to be around for other species, higher chance of what do you call these, working together with other species. I don't know what current word's called. Alliances, that's it. Name, Mandy. No. I've no idea what we're doing here. So we are the... should we go male, female? Pierroy, Angelo, Artoy, Advic. I'm just gonna pick one at random. Pablo de la Guardia. Interesting. Colour variants. That's got a lot of gold. I like that. Clothes. That looks very emperor-like. Go with that. So, we should live on... We could live on a tropical world, ocean world, continental world, desert world, arid world, tundra world, or an arctic world. We can live on any of these worlds, but whatever the selection we have is the selection that we are most likely to be habitable to move to. So, in the future, in the game, whatever world we choose now becomes the kind of like the generic or default world we'd look for if we were looking for another world to inhabit. So, I mean, that doesn't mean that we can't choose, like, say if we had a continental world, it wouldn't mean we couldn't have a desert world. Over time you can actually unlock the ability to be able to move to these places. However, they do have reduced habitability and it takes longer to generate like resources and things. So, and it, you know, it's just random, so there's no way to tell which one's going to have the most of. I think continental world would be good. Avar looks interesting. Starting with, let's go for Sol system, which means that it'll be like our solar system. That looks good. Let's go for avian, just because we are avian. We don't have to, again, we could go fungoid or anthropoid. I keep wanting to say anthropod, but it's anthropoid. I think we'll go with avian. Now, let's have a look. Let's go for xenophile. There exists in all of us a deep-seated fascination for the unknown, an adventurous spirit that rejects the familiar and glories in the unfamiliar, whatever or whomever it may be. So basically it means they like other people, or like other species. What else can we get? Materialist. Let's go for materialist. What have we got? Ethic points left. We could have... These, what you'll notice is these are actually split into sections. So the opposites around here, it's like this ring. The opposites are literally the opposites of each other. So you have materialist or spiritualist, xenophile, xenophobe, militarist, pacifist, and collectivist and individualist. So I think we'll go for collectivist, so it means like... Actually, you'll notice the background's changed. Sometimes I'm a bit of an umpty and I actually choose for whatever the backgrounds look like just because it looks cool. But I think if we go for a collectivist, it'll give us overall a better ability to upgrade and stuff. Despotic hegemony, I think that is. Each ruler can build an elite assault army. Interesting. Lovely. Despotic empire. A ruler can build an oversized military station. Plutocratic oligarchy. I don't know. The government is a plutocratic form of oligarchy. Oligarchy? I've no idea. Ruled by a wealthy elite, a citizen's personal wealth translates directly into political power. Interesting. Not really useful. Despotic empire, science dictatorate. That could be quite good. Holds an election every 40 to 50 years. Just lets a new ruler. Research alternatives +1. Empire leader capacities +1. This government is a materialist form of oligarchy, oligarchy, I don't know, but we all know what that says, where a committee of scientists supervises the government apparatus for a maximum efficiency. So I think we'll go with that. Empire name, Sino Syndicate, Polity, Confederation of Colonies. Galactic Sino Syndicate, Sino Foundation, United Sino Sons, Sino Dictorate. Let's go for that. Otherwise we'll end up there for years. Next thing we should do is choose a logo for our empire. What time are we on? We're on 12 minutes already. Okay. 12 minutes and we haven't even got into the game yet. I'll speed this up a little bit. You got a Paradox logo, which I don't know how many people actually choose that, but okay. Blocky, that looks interesting. Yeah, that. Let's go with that. I think I like red. Maybe if we switched it around, that would be good. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then what we're going to start with, we can start with projectile weapons, energy weapons, or missile weapons. Mass drivers that use electromagnetic catapults to accelerate projectiles towards targets at blinding speeds. While somewhat limited in range, their kinetic energy and high rate of fire chew through shields with ease. Space-to-space missiles armed with nuclear warheads. Excellent range, but they're vulnerable to interception by point defense systems. Well, not many people have point defense systems until they're more advanced anyway, so I think right now it's looking like the missiles. So energy weapons, these directed energy weapons emit focused laser beams at their targets. They are effective at medium to close range, largely ignoring the bulk of enemy armor. I think we'll start with missiles, because they're probably the most powerful, but they can be intercepted. But at the same time, not many, I don't think, will have point defense systems at the start, so I think that's probably the best method. And we can choose the FTL method. This is the way in which we get around Galaxy. Warp drives are the simplest way of getting around. They literally allow you to do small jumps from one system to another, to another, to another, to get to the place you want to. Hyperspace travel allows you to... can't remember. The hyperdrive allows ships to temporarily breach the dimensions of hyperspace. Interstellar travel is fast but limited. Yeah. Hyperspace travel, there's existing paths within the galaxy, and you can only take those paths. So, say an enemy fleet was in a certain exit, you would actually be blocked off, and you'd have to either go around, which is unlikely because you probably have to go around a long way, or you'd have to fight them. So hyperspace travel is a bit annoying in that sense, but it's quite fast. And then there's wormhole travel, which gives you the ability to have wormhole stations, or I don't know what they're called, but I think they're called wormhole stations. And they allow you to literally transport yourself to anywhere within the range of that station. So you could go from one station to another, and those stations have a certain range limit, and you can travel anywhere within that limit. So they're quite useful. However, it does mean you have to have stations within certain proximity, which can be bad if like say you have a large area to cover. If the enemy goes to one of the center points, ones that link two together, then you'll either have to rebuild a new wormhole station, or you won't be able to travel between those two stations, the two systems. So I think the best thing we can do is warp travel, because that's the easiest to use. Let's go for avian, just because it looks quite cool, and because we are avians. Yeah, that's done. Okay. Right. Let's go for a huge galaxy. 1,000 stars, elliptical, spiral, or ring. Elliptical, that's what it's default, so we'll just leave it as that. AI empires, let's take it down to 9. And so the advanced AI starts at 1, just because it makes it a little bit easier for us. Then again, if you have more, I suppose that would make, well, if we just have less AI, advanced AIs, and more normal empires, then you'll have more chance of alliances with the different ones. But then again, have more chance of rivalry. Yeah, we'll just stick with higher. We'll go with 24, I think. Difficulty normal, aggressiveness normal. We're on 17 minutes, cool. Allowed FTL method, any Iron Man mode. That basically means that you can't, I think it means you can't save, I can't remember. The Iron Man mode console cheats are disabled, and the game is automatically saved regularly to a single file. In games played with this setting, there is no turning back. Okay. It basically means that if you ever do something wrong, you're knackered, basically. We'll just leave that off. I'm not a very advanced player. I've only played like 3 or 4 games. But I watched a YouTuber, so that makes me a professional.
Greetings, Director. I am Veer, a prototype.
Okay, so we have this person
to serve as your advisor. I shall endeavor
talking
to perform my duties with the
about
utmost efficiency.
stuff and about how to help. I think last time I shut him down, I kind of felt sorry because he kind of told me to wait. I switched him off. I think if we just say tips only.
Well, I will provide tips.
Yeah, whatever. So we just say tips only, it'll give us a guidance on things. So, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get my science ship.
This is our science ship.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of regretting. Now you go, I'm going to set him to, or her. I have no idea. I don't know what that name is, a female or a male. But we're going to set them to survey the systems for any possible energy places or mining stations that we can, or mining places that we can actually put stations towards to get some more resources. And we remember
is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options.
Yep. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll select solar panel network. And then we don't even need to expand too much. I think I think it might be a good idea to have the colony actually, just so it's ready. We could have then engineering facility. Excuse me. Ion thrusters. These electrical thrusters use beams of ions to generate thrust without the need for propellant. I have no idea what the benefits are of that, but sublight speed 10%, chance to evade 10%. We'll go with them just because there's not really much else there. And then if we press play, I think yes, space bar. Well, look at that. That's our station. Look how cool that looks. That looks cool. It's got a little grass in there, I think. Is it like a land place? Like people actually live in there. That's cool. As you can see, that's like an Earth-looking like world. Well, that would be why, because it's Sol. I've just remembered. Duh. Whoops. Okay. So we need to build.
This is our construction ship, which
Yeah.
is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
I don't really want to tell him to shut up. I could do, but I don't want to. So these are our. Oh, say that again. These are our
Military
corvettes.
fleets are used to protect our
Shut up.
empire.
These are our corvettes. These are basically the smallest versions of military, like, ships you can get in the game. Yeah, so we don't have many of them. It can build up to battleships and things like that you can get. But for the moment we just have 3 of these, which is pretty pathetic really. But by the time we've upgraded and stuff, we should be alright. Up here you can see this is the directed controlled colonized systems. God, my ability to pronounce is not very good. So, this basically shows us how many systems we have, or how many planets we have inhabited. We can only currently inhabit 5 or control 5. You can control more if you split them into factions and add a controller for each one. And then we can only, like, I can only personally control 5. So my leader can only control 5. But the empire itself can actually expand to further. The only thing is with factions, you have a likelihood or possibility that they may want to break free and separate from us and become independent. And I don't really like that, so I generally, yeah, don't like that. But you get to a point in the game where you have to do that to expand. If you don't, then you're going to lose anyway, so it's a trade-off. I'll be honest, that looks like one of those really big whales. Okay, that's our construction ship. This has the ability to be able to go around and build stuff. So as you can see over here, that is an asteroid. Ooh. Oh no, I've sent the wrong ones. Oops. I've sent the military fleet. Never mind. Right, so if we select the construction ship and we go down to where the asteroid is, where it says there's a mining, if we go to there and we right click, it'll say build a mining station. And what that does is literally just build a mining station. It mines the 2 resources we've got there, which adds it from 7 to 9. So up here we can say how much we got stored, how much we are actually getting monthly. Also monthly gain, sorry, is the is the amount we're producing with negative to the amount with in account. Monthly gain is basically like the summary of like positive to negative. So currently we're in a positive, we're in +7. That's after ship maintenance, which is 0.93. So that's basically just the summary of whether or not we're making money, or making resources. Sorry. So we can have a look at this, just do its job. So there we go. I've never been in Avian before, and it looks quite cool. These ships, they do look quite cool. I'll be honest, it does look a bit weird. It looks like one of those whales. I don't know what they're called. But it does look like one of those whales. So, we have found in our system some place for energy. 3 energy there, that's not bad. And another place for minerals. Is there any place else where we've got things? Not currently. We're going to send the fleet out. Oh, that's the wrong one. No, that was the right one. We're going to send the fleet out and we're going to take a search around. Just get a brief idea of what's in around this area. And then we're going to send it back, and then we'll send the science ship to go around and... Or
This is our homeworld and the capital of our...
Good. Good boy. Right, okay, so we're going to go to Spaceport. Well, we're going to go to Spaceport, and I've decided we are going
The
to...
Spaceport tab is...
Yeah, lovely. I've decided we're going to build another science ship, which means that we'll be able to like explore our own system as well as other systems out there. It should increase our... No idea what the word is because...
Updated.
Ooh. Oh no, that was bound to happen though, wasn't it? Yes, this is a great day for us. And I've found enemies. They are enemies because they've gone red. Oh. Don't like them. Grr. Right, okay, the first thing we're going to do is go back to our home world, which is here. And we're going to see where... Ah, it's there. So it's still being built, which is fair enough.
Construction complete.
Okay, so now we are going to get this science ship to have a look at the nearest locations. Oh, it requires scientist. Oops. Forgot about that. Okay, well, so we go to here,
The
we
leaders
assign a
tab
scientist.
lets us hire this... Shh.
And we go... I'm going to click... I usually pick the person who's the youngest just because it requires less of the influence. So... It's, you know, it's more economical. However, there is benefits to choosing certain ones, but I don't usually do that. So, okay, so we're gonna go here and survey the system, and then I'll send it to.
an anomaly. From time to time,
let's
our
research
science
it.
ships will discover strange things.
Shh. All right. Thank you very much for watching. This is the end of this video. I don't want to make them too long, so I think 27 minutes is pretty good. All right. Thank you very much for watching again. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more content, subscribe. And if you think that our information and videos are interesting enough, then please feel free to share with other people. We do need the support. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.